Hello students, my name is Anukuda. So today I am going to discuss about unit number 2, Machine Instructions and Program, lecture number 8. Now let us go to the contents that we are going to discuss in this lecture. Implementation of variables and constants in assembly language, indirection and pointer. Now I will go to what is implementation of variables and constants. So variables and constants are the simplest data types and are found in almost every program. So as you know, the constants and variables, as same as in the C program, are found in every program. So the value of the variable goes on changing. Now in assembly language, a variable is represented by allocating a register or memory location to hold its value. Now if you have a variable, so in assembly language it is represented by allocating a register or a memory location. So always a variable name is given as a register or a register or a memory location in assembly language. So the value can be changed as per the needs using appropriate instructions. Now there are two types of mode for using the variables. First one is register mode. So here the operand is the contents of process register. That is, suppose there is an operand which is stored in register R1. So that if you write like R1 contains an operand, then it is the using register mode. Here the name or address of the register is given in the instruction. So in the instruction, if you want to use a register mode, the operand should be compulsory present as a content of that register. Now second type of mode is absolute mode. So here the operand is in the memory location itself. So it is different from register mode. Here operand will not be present in the processor register, hence it will be present directly in the memory location itself. So the address of this location is given explicitly in the instructions. So here address of the location will be given. So in some assembly language this is also called as direct mode. Now consider the instruction move LOC comma R2. So, so it uses two modes. So process registers are used as temporary storage locations. So the contents of location are placed in register R2. So now R2A acts as a temporary storage location where data in the register are accessed using register mode. So here you can access the data using register mode. In the absolute mode also can represent global variables in a program. So if you want to have a global variable in a program, that is the variable which is having a scope outside the main function, that is called as a global variable. Now consider declaration integer a comma b. So it is the instruction in the high level program which is cause the compiler to allocate a memory location to each of the variable a and b. So if you write integer a comma b, it will allocate a memory location to both variables a as well as b. So then the compiler generates assembly language instruction that use absolute mode to access this variables. So after declaring integer a comma b in the high level language, it will first allocate the memory location. So a and b will be present in the memory location. After that, while executing, the compiler, when it generates assembly language instructions, it will use absolute mode to access this variable. So these two variables will be present in the memory. Now, in case of constants, address and data constants, it can be represented in assembly using the immediate mode. So, immediate mode is used for denoting constants or using constants in the instructions. So, in the immediate mode, the operand is given explicitly in the instruction. It means the value itself will be used in the instruction. If the value is used in the instruction, then that is called as immediate mode. Now consider the example, the instruction move 200 immediate comma R0. So this means the value 200 is moved into the register R0. So here 200 is the operand. So here 200 operand is explicitly we are giving the instruction. So subscript we are writing as immediate, means it is an immediate instruction. So immediately we are transferring 200 value into register R0. So as I said, it places the value 200 in register R0. So immediate mode is used to specify the value of source operand. So the value of this operand will be this 200. This will be the destination operand. Now, instead of using the subscript immediate, so there is a common convention is to use a sharp sign in front of the value to indicate that this value will be used as immediate operand. So this move 200 immediate comma R0, this also can be written as, so this also can be written as move hash 200 comma R0. So instead of writing immediate also we can place a hash symbol. So this means it is placing the value, that is placing the operand value 200 into register R0. So always when we use immediate mode, we better use this hash symbol before the value of the operand. Now, when you go for the constant values, so constant values are used frequently in the high level language programs. So if you want to use some constants, so consider an example a equal to b plus 6. So if you want to execute this instruction, so this statement contains the constant 6. Now we assume a and b have declared as a variable, or you can say memory location. So if you want to access using the absolute mode, so a and absolute mode means both a and b are present in itself in the memory location. So this statement can be written as, first one, to execute this instruction, first we move the contents, that is move the contents of b into R1 register. So directly we are accessing the contents of b from the memory location and placing it into the register R1. Now R1 contains the contents of memory location b or variable b. Now after R1 has got the value of b, now the next instruction is add hash 6 comma R1, means the 6 value will be added to R1. Since R1 contains the value of b, so 6 value will be added to R1. So after the addition, the result will be stored in R1 itself. Now the result, as you can see in the example, it should be stored in A. So for that we use the move instruction again, that is the result of B as well as plus 6 will be again transferred into with the variable A. So this is how the absolute mode is done. Now we'll go for indirection and pointers. So what is this indirection and pointers? So in assembly language, the instruction provides information from which the memory address of the operand can be determined. So this type of address is called as effective address of the operand. So the instruction which will provide information from which memory address of the operand can be determined. So that type of instruction or that type of address is called as effective address of that operand. So if you want to get the address of the operand as effective address, we can use the indirection. So what is this indirect mode? So effective address of the operand is nothing but the contents of register or memory location whose address appears in the instruction. Now suppose if the effective address itself of the operand is present in the contents of a register. So in the register or memory location contains the address of operand itself as the content, then it is called as indirect mode. So let us take an example of an indirect addressing. So to execute an add instruction through a memory location, so there are two types. First through a general purpose register and second through a memory location. So if I want to execute the add instruction through a memory location, so first the processor first reads the contents of memory location A. So you can see here add in bracket A comma R naught. Now I want to get the effective address of the operand which is present in B. So what I'll do is add in bracket A comma R naught. So this instruction what it does is it first gets the whatever the contents are present in A. So the contents that are present in A is B. So B contains is nothing but the address of operand. So by using this round bracket, it will again go through a read operation, that is read the value that is present in at the location at this location B. So again it will cause a read operation, that is read the value that is present at B. The value that is present at B is the original value, that is the operand. So the processor first reads the contents of memory location A. So when you execute this instruction, first it will get the what are the contents that are present in location A. So while reading the contents, it will get the value as B. Again, then it requests by using the round brackets. Again, it requests the second read operation, that is the value that is present at using the value B as an address. So value that is present at this address. So again, it will get the address of B, and value that is present at the address B, you will get the original operand. So it is through a memory location we are getting the address of operand. Now the register or memory location that contains the address of operand is also called as a pointer. So when you take an example, so here you are seeing it is the addition of n numbers. So here first register R2, as you can see here, is used as a pointer to the numbers in the list, and the operands are accessed indirectly through R2. So let us see how it happens. First, the initialization section of the program. So the first, that is move n comma R1. So what it does is it moves the counter value. So n is the counter value, that is number of numbers that is going to add. So that value or counter value will be placed into R1 register. So after this, the next instruction move hash num1 comma R2. So this instruction uses the immediate addressing mode. So it places that is the actual address of number 1 into R2. So it will actually place the address value num1 into R2. So this is called as immediate mode. So which is the address of the first number. Now let us see how the program works. So the first time through the loop, the instruction after, that is add in bracket R2 comma R0. So what it does is it fetches the operand at location M1 and adds it to R2. So how it does here is, if we say add in bracket R2 comma R0, first it or finds the contents that are present in the register R2. So now R2 contains, as you can see here, R2 contains the address of the first number. So it provides a read operation to the R2 and it gets a address of the first number. So after getting the address of the first number, as you can see there is a round bracket. Round bracket means again it provides a second read operation. So the second read operation will try to get the value that is present at hash num1, means value that is present at the address num1. So value that is present at address num1 is the first number. So after getting the first number, it will get added to the R0. So R0 is added to the first number. After that, you can see here the second instruction, that is add instruction, adds 4 to the contents of pointer R2. So this is done so that now the R2 will get pointed to the next number. So the next number is present 4 bytes next. So after getting this, R2 will contain the address of the second number. So after getting the address of the second number, it will get decrement R1. Decrement R1 means now one number is added, so it will decrement one value. Again it will check branch is greater than 0. Now it is greater than 0. Again it comes here. Now again add. Again it comes bracket R2 comma R0. Now R2 contains the address of num2. Okay, so it will contain the address of num2. Again it will do a read operation on num2. So it will try to find what is the value present at address num2. Now the value present at address num2 will be number 2. So like this it will go on doing the loop. Now in this session we have studied about how to implement variables using different addressing modes, that is immediate mode, indirect mode, register mode, absolute mode, as well as the use of indirect addressing using a program. Thank you.